Lifter.
And I'm Linda's Eyes Palmer.
And this is Arcane Mark. Welcome everyone to Build a Stronghold Workshop. Today we are going to build a stronghold together.
And as always, when we build something, we need to start off with a concept.
That's right.
One of the major things for this concept is going to be like, is this a stronghold for the PCs or a stronghold for that they use, or is it going to be a stronghold that they're assaulting? Because that's going to make a big difference.
We kind of need to answer a lot of questions in this concept. The questions of who, what, where, maybe like when it was created, why, and likely how the stronghold was created, to figure out this concept, because that's going to tell us a lot about the stronghold. Like, where is it? They're often at strategic locations. Like, who built this stronghold in the first place? Who owns it now? Is it meant to switch over from someone else's hands to the PCs? What is the stronghold? Alright, so we've got one concept from Dumbat, a stronghold for the book, scrolls, artifacts. It's a library, a repository, or similar. Possibly a wizard stronghold.
Awesome. Library, repository for artifacts.
So that's our first concept.
Possibly a wizard stronghold.
Does anyone else in chat have any stronghold concepts for trying to answer questions like who built the stronghold or who owns it now? What is the actual stronghold? Because they can take different forms. Where is it located? Is it a strategic location? Why was it originally built, and why is it being used now, even now, as a stronghold? And how was it constructed? We don't have to answer all of those in the concept, but if you get several of those, it can help. And as Linda said, separating between whether it's a PC stronghold or an enemy stronghold, or an enemy stronghold that can eventually become owned by the PCs will have some effect on what we do later on. So let's see. Tony says an upside down pyramid made of obsidian where each layer is progressively smaller.
Upside down pyramid made of obsidian.
Where each layer is progressively smaller amounts of undead enemies of higher level that a necromancy lich uses to guard their soul prison.
This sounds a bit familiar.
Or soul cage or something.
Progressively smaller numbers of
I remember
undead.
there was an inverted pyramid that didn't have undead that was in a Pathfinder Society scenario. Yeah, I think it's soul cage.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Of undead.
You know what? Soul prison or something like that. That's almost a
uses to guard their soul cage.
Almost a synonym for soul cage is one of the heritages for, or not heritages, one of the sort of societal groups for the Dungeons Expanded. So therefore, I get them confused too.
Yeah, this reminds me of Gallospire. That's what it reminds me of. Very cool.
Why? What's similar to Gallospire?
Oh, the idea of having like layers that progressively go down with more and more.
Oh yeah, I guess it does go down and have undead.
Yeah.
I was thinking the fact that it's a pyramid and that the soul cage is actually there made it different.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's certainly not exactly the same, but it reminded me of that location, and it's a very iconic type of like. It's a very iconic type of thing, and I also like the visual of the inverted obsidian pyramid. That's really cool.
That makes sense.
Awesome.
So, any other stronghold ideas?
Obsidian's a fun material.
Shadow says an island stronghold that goes deep underwater.
Very cool.
For another stronghold concept. All right. So we've got 3 so far. Do we have a 4th one? And if not, we can vote on these 3 concepts. So
we got our
library, our undead pyramid, and
our island stronghold. We have a 4th one, a ship graveyard. That a
going
pirate lord is
underwater.
formed into amalgamation refuge on a sandbar. Nice. These are some really fun ones.
And pirate stronghold built on ship graveyard. All right, the vote for your favorite. 1, 2, 3. Put a 1, 2, 3, or 4 into the chat.
I realized, when I was typing all those out, I don't need to type them out. You're the one who needs to put them in
we need notes from you eventually, but for the now that I am doing the OBS, I'm gonna need to be the one who types them out for the vote.
But although you
could theoretically have Arcade Markup and still put it into the chat if you wanted to. But
we'd have to convince my computer to accept your Twitch account again, which it often.
I mean, you wouldn't have to be logged in as Arcade Mark, I guess.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. All right. So just type in a 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on which stronghold you want to build, and put that into chat, and we'll keep track of your votes and determine which stronghold we're building. We got a pretty good number of strongholds, but we're having like an unusually small amount of votes. All right.
What we got? Here we go. We got a 4 and a 3.
We got a 4 and a 3. That's right. And another 4. Another 4. Okay. So the pirate stronghold built on a ship graveyard is pretty much has this. All right.
Numpet says pirate wizard stronghold on an island defended by a debt.
Dun dun dun. Everything bagel. Alright, so we've got the pirate stronghold built on the ship graveyard. I mean, if we wanted an undeadish ship graveyard, we built an adventure that was like you go to a lighthouse with undead and then you wind up in a ship graveyard and there's like haunts and then there were hags at the end. Yeah, during the build and adventure workshop. So, certainly, this is a different ship graveyard stronghold.
We got another, yeah.
It's built by a pirate lord on a sandbar, and so it looks like.
I think we've got our pirate stronghold.
Yeah, we've got our pirate stronghold. All right, so we now know who built this stronghold. It was built by a pirate lord. We know where it was on a ship graveyard. Connected to that was like on a sandbar.
Built on a ship graveyard.
On a sandbar.
On sandbars, yes.
So it's an amalgamation refuge stronghold that is on a sandbar. So to me, that sounds like maybe the ship graveyard has been around for a little while, but that maybe it was only a stronghold recently when the pirate lord set that up. So when we think about it, it's like recently a pirate lord has built a stronghold on this ship graveyard and using the ship graveyard and the sandbar to create the stronghold. So for why we kind of know that it's a pirate lord, so it would be to lie low, store booty, and to use as a base to raid people's ships. Like that's generally why pirates build strongholds. And so the question of how it was built, so we should answer that in chat. So was it mostly like carpentry and craftsmanship that was used by the pirates to put this together? Was it like very magically created? How did the pirates put together this pirate base on the ship graveyard / sandbar? What do people think in chat? If you have something other than like carpentry and mundane crafting versus magic, you can put a third thing, but otherwise just type in which of those you think the pirates used as their main construction mechanism. So Tony thinks they cobbled together makeshift rope bridges, places pirates could fight well, but standard militia would struggle. So it was more crafted using ingenious mundane crafting techniques.
And then the pirates have like combat abilities.
Yes. Also, the pirates
them well suited to fighting. on unsteady ground.
Yes, the pirates also probably set up these sections on purpose, such that they can like pull a rope somewhere in the distance and the rope bridge goes down, or even that like some of the ropes that are binding some of these ship graveyard ships together can be loosened and set them apart, kind of like if you're in a train chase and somebody's like, well, we'll decouple the trains where the other people are on, so they get disconnected from the train cars that we're on. So they can probably
bridges can be added or removed easily, and the pirates know.
Yeah, they can probably decouple some of the ships that are cobbled together to just like set it adrift with the militia.
Some of the ships could even be set adrift. That's awesome.
And get people out of their stronghold in that way.
Get out of here.
Yep. So we now know the basics of who built this stronghold and why and how and all of those. We know a bit
about like the defenders and their tactics too.
Yes. So we know that there are pirates, and we know that the pirates are using clever tactics based on how they built this together and how they can make it fall apart. So we want to think about the different sections of the stronghold. So we have a section that just literally is cobbled together from the ships in the ship graveyard, but it's also mention of a sandbar. So that sounds to me like they may have like built tunnels into a part of the sandbar that sticks out above the water so it won't get easily flooded.
Well, we have defenses include a big cannon.
And they've got a big cannon.
A shark
/ gator pit.
Mm-hmm. Which they can drop people into.
That's right.
This is gonna be like a big. I imagine like this is a pit trap that they set up, like where like the deck of one of the ships is just like, and they drop the deck out, and then you fall into the pit.
That's right. Maybe they train the sharks in an area of pervasive magic to cast burning produce flames so that the sharks can shoot out fire and be sharks with laser beams. The holes are big enough for fish to get in, and it's like their pet. Could be put at the bottom of a ship's hull.
While laser beams are hilarious, I'm not sure if you want to have giant fire swinging around everywhere in a wooden stronghold.
That may be a good point.
What about electric beams?
They could have electric arc. Because they probably were like, pervasive shark, we're going to teach you produce flame. And pervasive sharks. The shark said, well, actually, pirates, electric arc is much superior to produce flame. And then they gave it electric arc. Rico said, electricity never causes fire.
Yeah, well, it just seems a little less likely to ignite things than if their pet shark could just do.
So maybe locate it at the bottom of a ship's hull.
So there could be electric arc.
Shark pit.
A shock box to electrify the water.
Dex Starglow, who may know about ship decks by being Dex Starglow, points out the wood would be very waterlogged from being so wet, so it might not catch fire as easily as you'd think.
That's true.
That's a good point. So it's got a shark pit. It's got this area of attached ships that were wrecked. It's got in the sandbar built in these tunnels that the pirates used. They may even be hidden. The entrance to one of the tunnels may be hidden, like maybe one of the ships that, like, kind of got pierced by the sandbar. So they build it like randomly out of the bottom of the hole in the ship into the sand, so that you can't see it from the surface. You just have to arbitrarily go into one of the very many ships that make up the top of the stronghold.
So
and
they
did get a vote.
Then this is like an underwater cave.
And that's where they made the treasure. Tony says that's what I was thinking too.
Because this is like an island stronghold that goes deep underwater. Also,
yes, now it goes underwater.
Yeah.
The island is just kind of a sandbar that was connected there. But you have to kind of know which one of the ships is the one that actually has that. Otherwise, you have to check all of them. And they probably booby-trapped a lot of the ship interior sections that they don't use themselves. Like, maybe they use some of the other ships as places to rest if they don't want to rest in the cave that they dug, but the ones they are not using are probably trapped because they know people might search to see if they can find things in them, and so they can just fill most of them with traps to discourage people from searching to the point that they find the cave.
Yes.
Be like, these are all just traps. Let's not search there anymore. And one of them is where they have the shark pit.
Yes.
With the pervasive magic electric shark. It's probably spelled S-H-A-R-C.
There you go.
The electric shark. And the ship that hides the treasure could be called the Knot's Ear.
Alright, got it. Is that a reference to something? I'm curious.
Well, the ear may be here.
Oh, I get it. The knot here.
The Knot's Ear.
Yes, I got it. Alright. There you go.
Damas gave a suggestion for a trap of a swinging anchor trap and a crow's nest connecting an upper level for lookouts and sharpshooters to be able to... I think that makes sense, Damas, and in fact, probably the only place you can climb up to that upper level is, like, deep near the center.
Yeah.
But then from there, you can go across a lot of different pathways. That kind of mirrors a way that a lot of real-world strongholds would be built if they had an upper level where archers could go to. They made it real difficult to get to the only way you could climb up there, but allowed it to have overlook over different areas. Like, if you go to certain castles that, especially I've seen some, I think like Himeji Castle in Japan, they have areas where you have to progress through the entire room, which probably would have had melee defenders, to get to the back of the room where there's stairs, open-air stairs leading up to a landing on the front of the room where archers could have been positioned the entire time shooting at you.
Yeah.
So, similarly, they would want it to be hard to get up there unless you were them, who was like, oh, we easily have access to the center, and then it allows them to get archers and other people out through the entire area. Dex Starglow says there could be a troop of monkeys hanging out, who also like to use that upper level area and climb through it. I think that makes sense, that the monkeys... The monkeys probably are trained by the pirates to, like, help them guard and possibly steal things from people. Because I think monkey swarms actually steal. Like, that's one of the things they normally do.
Steal things from whoever would dare.
Like, the creature monkey swarm in the bestiary. Let's see. Monkey swarm.
See, now I'm imagining, like...
Yes, they do. They do definitely steal things from people.
So you go onto the thing, right? And then you get detached in the ship and you're, like, planning for your next assault and you're like, wait a minute, some of our stuff is gone.
Yep. Because monkeys stole from you.
So not only did you get ejected from the stronghold, but the pirates also got your treasure.
They robbed you on the way out.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
Yes.
All right. So, I think those are some pretty good precautions. Then the pirates have, like, their big heavy hitter is their electric shark, and they've got these monkeys. They've got lookouts who also have archery.
An awakened spellcasting parrot also guards the entrance.
So they obviously have pervasive magic animals who are here. So this awakened spellcasting parrot, I'm going to assume that this parrot has a variety of, maybe the spells that it casts are not, like, the strongest offensive spells, but are more like sound burst, because it has, like, sound and communication-based magic, because I'm thinking about parrots talking. So it could have things where it sends sendings to the pirates, or, or messages normally, and it can do sound bursts to help defend the area. Tony says at this point maybe the pirate lord is unexpectedly to many a druid. an ocean druid.
Oh, hold on. The parrot has bon mot also.
The parrot has bon mot.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. I mean, this was a stream for a Stronghold on Elftro's birthday, so we have to use the French feat and give the parrot bon mot.
Yeah, so the Pirate Lord is a druid.
The Pirate Lord is a druid, and that's why the Pirate Lord has all these animals working for them. You might not expect a sea druid to be a pirate, but they can actually be very effective pirates if they can control the ocean. That also suggests that the pirate may have used like weather control spells to create like a fog bank to help them.
Yeah.
To help them hide their stronghold from a distance, and potentially uses control water to like change the water level and screw up enemy ships.
Oh my gosh! Like if you're on a boat that's adrift, and not only is it like detached, but then like also the druid is using weather control to push it away.
And Tony said that also helped the ship graveyard grow because the pirates used fog banks to capture ships without having to actually raid them directly, just make them sink originally, and nobody could see this these sand protrusions that were out there because of the fog. So we've got this druid pirate.
So their stronghold is constantly growing as they use this as a base of piracy, and the more ships they gain, the more resources they gain, and the harder it becomes to actually find their treasure.
The infamous druid pirate, and they probably use druid magic to make sure that their tunnel that they dug is gonna work and make it easier to dig the tunnel down.
Oh, is Tempest Queen the name of the Pirate Lord?
It could be. This Pirate Lord...
Tempest Queen is a cool name.
It could be the Tempest Queen, like the Hurricane King or Hurricane Queen from the Shackles. The Tempest Queen maybe also just to mess with people in the tunnels that have the treasure. I'm thinking that, like, all of the tunnels in the end, other than, like, they might have a place where they sleep, but they eventually all lead to, like, dead ends or traps. But one of the many dead ends, you have to use, like a move earth or, a shape stone spell to, like, shape the stone to the side, and that's where the treasure is. It's behind a dead end that's just an arbitrary dead end that has a trap like a lot of other dead ends. But that particular one, if you use shape stone, you can get to the treasure because they're a druid and they can use shape stone if they need the treasure, and if the Tempest Queen is killed, she doesn't care if her pirates have a lot of trouble getting to it, and her pirates know where it is, and they can dig it out
eventually,
laboriously with pickaxes if she gets killed or something. But it makes it much harder for them to betray her for the treasure.
Yes,
she would have a lot of notice if they started trying to excavate that. So it's just like a nightmare for everyone else that this druid is just using all of her druidic magic cleverly to be a pirate.
Yeah, and I imagine they have at least one fully functional ship and, like, some smaller boats so that they can, like, go off and do other things.
That's true. It's probably disguised as being derelict in the ship graveyard, so people don't realize it, but it can just... It looks just like one of the detachable ships, except it's fully seaworthy and works, so they can just detach it and leave. Also, that could allow them to raid people by pretending to just be a derelict ship that's adrift, and then when people come, it's like, oh, it was actually a pirate ship.
Ship? This guy. A few times someone had quick meld into stone to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
Made for a very scary mutant.
Yes, just suddenly she melds out of the stone, and they're like, oh crap, she could be here at any time. Melded it to stone.
Mm-hmm.
They might have a mutineer half stuck in the ground in front of the stronghold. The dead tell no tales. You will now guard my treasure forever, flesh to stone. Druid pirate. So we now have the stronghold of
I'm
the
because
Tempest
of pirates,
Queen.
I'm imagining it like a. Oh yeah, is it flesh to stone or like a skeleton stuck in there?
Who knows? Maybe it's flesh to stone but they're already dead. Like they died and then got flesh to stone. So if the PCs are like, oh yeah, see, Tony also said why not?
Yeah.
If the PCs are like, we could just turn this mutineer back to flesh and they'll give us all of the answers about this pirate because they obviously don't like her. They do, and it's dead already.
Well, since this is like a pirate stronghold,
maybe also not only is it a corpse, but like before turning the whole person and all of their gear into stone, like left a little note in the pocket that was like the dead tell no tales.
Oh yeah.
So you turn them back and it just like the note with the dead tell no tales just kind of comes out and it's like she knew we were gonna do this.
Yeah. Maybe since it's like for the front of the stronghold, maybe it's like the oh my god, what are they called? The things that are in the front of ships. Like that are the
like
decorative
figurehead?
Yes, figurehead. Like the figurehead of one of the ships is this person.
Maybe. Could be that the figurehead.
Because I was thinking, what is the front of the stronghold?
The figurehead of a ship that is a defeated mutineer. Starglow said that's pretty scary. Like, I'm imagining also that, like, if you think about, like, how did the druid become the Tempest Queen? So, we can think about this. So, was this just, like, a druid who's like, I'm gonna be a pirate, and then became the Tempest Queen for the whole time, assuming that they were gonna be a pirate lord? Or was she maybe, like, kind of like the ship mage, like the druid who like did the weather stuff for the ship, but then like herself took control of the areas? Like, this captain is an asshole and nobody likes him and is problematic, and I would be a much better captain as a druid. And like maybe if it's the second case, maybe the figurehead was the former captain who was defeated.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's another idea too. Begrudgingly became one after routinely stopping trespassing ships that invaded her shipyard.
Yeah, that's possible too. Wanted to
I
stop
like
the sailors from like overfishing and whaling. It makes sense. Like, if we think about the fact that that she's probably from the Order of Waves, then we know that she can't pollute water, but that doesn't say that the fact that she can't pollute water sources or allow those who pollute water sources to go unpunished. So maybe someone was polluting water and she's a Waves Order druid, and they were like dumping things in the water and causing serious issues, and she was like, well, I can't allow this to go unpunished, so I guess I have to become a pirate.
Oops, yeah, it's like, you what now?
Mm-hmm. There you go, and it'd be like, you can be press ganged into her service if you don't want to feed the animals. If you're one of the polluting slash, like, whaling sailors that she captured. You can be press ganged into service to pay off your debts to nature, or you can pay off your debts to nature as shark chum. Yum.
So she had a shipyard that was under her protection.
Or maybe it was just that like that area was under her protection. Help feed the animals, or the animals feed on you.
Yep.
Said Thomas, and Tony said, spend your remaining days serving the stomach of my sharks or me.
Yep.
So there we go. We've now made a pirate stronghold. It's got a lot of cool gimmicks. So if the PCs do manage to defeat this stronghold, they might want to keep this stronghold for themselves in a nautical campaign. And you could throw this stronghold directly into the Jewel of the Indigo Isles adventure path by putting it into the Indigo Isles. It would fit right into the Indigo Isles. You would just say that this pirate druid lord is based on this description, maybe Chochori, maybe a sand cragrak, could be Gamayun. There's a lot of options here. What do you think, Linda, as the creator of the Sand Cragrak? Do you think this sounds more like something a Chochori druid would do, or Sand Cragrak?
I think that any of them could work. Like, I kind of like the idea of a Gamayun who has the awakened spellcasting parrot as the
parrot could also be a familiar, because Gamayun get parrot familiars.
Yeah. Well, but there's like a familiar, but then they also have spellcasting, so they're not quite a familiar. But
maybe they also have a parrot familiar, and the parrot familiar is friends with the pervasive magic parrot.
Yeah.
And they hang out because they're both intelligent parrots, and they want some companionship.
Yeah, because like the awakened spellcasting parrot, like of all the animals out here, it's like, you know, it's just like a magic shark that blast things, or like the monkeys steal things, but like the parrot is the one who's trusted with guarding the entrance. So like
Dex Starglow says parrot romance, and I mean, like, we joke, but there was a parrot named Alex who was just like I think raised by researchers and was just like exceptionally good at learning human language and other activities and things, who was deeply unhappy. In real life, this parrot was deeply unhappy because of the fact that other parrots, like, did not want to hang out with him. And would try to, like, go up to other parrots and also use, like, human language to say things to them, and then just, like, said, like, very sad things whenever the other parrots gave him the cold shoulder constantly. So, this is something that could actually happen. So, you're going to want to have multiple intelligent parrots. One parrot tells only lies, and another tells only truth.
Oh my god.
Ah yes, Alex the parrot was born 1976 and died in 2007. It was a gray parrot. That is the parrot I was talking about. So, that's what we've got for this Stronghold. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. Legit.
So, let's say goodbye to YouTube and then do our outro with everybody.
Sounds good.
Oh, Alftro, the birthday Alftro is here for, like, the end of it when we're going to say bye to YouTube. Bye, YouTube. See you next time.
Bye.